Hi. When we last got together, I advocated practice as a necessary component to help you improve your fly casting. But I also admonished, practice makes permanent. Unless you want your casting practice to instill in you some bad casting habits, then you must learn first how to diagnose your casting faults and how to fix them. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at a very simple 6-step process that will train us how to do this. This methodology was developed by Bruce Richards, for many years the lead line designer for scientific anglers. Bruce is a superb casting instructor and a master at diagnosing your casting faults and applying the appropriate fixes. Bruce's simple 6-step method is based upon the principle that the line and the rod and the body are interconnected components of the casting process. What one does affects all of the others. The process of diagnosing our casting faults is one of working through observing what the line is doing, then the rod, then our body. We take a look at our line as it's traveling through the air to see what's not working right or what's going wrong. Then we move down to the rod and the rod tip and observe how that's tracking through the air during our forward and our back cast. And then finally we observe our body to see if our body might be doing something that's causing the rod to misbehave. To apply the fix, adjust the performance of your body so that your rod will move in the desired pathway. This will cause your line to move efficiently through the air and directly towards your target. All right, let's observe this process in action. Remember, what we're trying to do when we're diagnosing our fault is to observe what the line is doing, then the rod, and then the body. You're casting into a moderate headwind and your line is consistently collapsing forward of your target. If you observe your line, what's likely happening is that your loops are very wide and you're not delivering your cast with sufficient line speed. This is likely being caused because the rod tip is traveling in that convex path, and what's probably causing that is that you are breaking your wrist too much and then closing the angle on your forward cast, very wide angle. All right, now we're going to observe the process in reverse and how to correct those faults. We'll start with the body and then we'll move to the rod and then we'll observe the line. Remember, the problem when we were diagnosing our faults was that we were breaking the wrist. So consequently, what you should do in order to correct that fault is to not break your wrist as much, and therefore you don't have as much of an angle on the forward stroke to close. Second, observe that your rod tip is traveling in a much straighter path, and therefore you see that your loops are moving through the air, rolling through the air much tighter, and are moving towards the target with much greater line speed, and this will correct your fault. You can practice your casting technique until it becomes settled into your muscle memory. Bruce Richards' simple 6-step process, line, rod, body, rod, and then line, will help you do this. Until our next episode, in which we'll talk about the fundamentals and principles of fly casting, good casting and good practicing.